my name is Teasa. I'm a pet stylist here at Posh, and I'd like to talk today about grooming in the wintertime. It's very important to keep your pet on schedule for grooming for many reasons. The first being it keeps them on routine. Animals do very well with a routine, and so if they come in every 4 to 6 weeks, they really get used to it. So we like to see them on a regular basis to maintain a bond with them. Also, it prevents their ears from getting too overgrown, so they have the ear hair inside of their ears. So removing the ear hair will prevent the hair from getting too built up inside the ear canal and will prevent moisture from developing, causing ear infections in the ears. Hi! It also helps with the toenails being done on a regular basis so that they don't get too long and start to hook. If they start to hook, they grab onto blankets, sweaters, couches when they run around the house, and they can get torn off, and it causes a painful long recovery for that. For their coat, a lot of times people say, well, I don't want to come in because I don't want my dog shaved. And we don't necessarily have to do a haircut. So we can do a tidy up, which is the feet, face, and the bottom, and keep them cleaner and fluffier for the winter time. So give us a call and we can get you in for January, and we can just do a cleanup, which is the face, feet, and bottom, toenail trim, ear hair removal, anal glands. What I like to do is what I call winter feet, where I taper the feet down a little bit shorter so that they don't wick up all the water when they go outside, and they don't get, muddy to track in through your house as much. We do offer the haircut as well if you'd like. But for a dog like this in the winter, you might just want to do the tidy up, just a cleanup trim, shave them. If you don't get them groomed all winter, sometimes when they come in the spring, they do have mats, and we have to shave them short. So getting them groomed on a regular basis during the winter time will prevent us from having to shave them down all the way come spring, and it makes them happier to come into because they don't have to get shaved. Some tips you can do at home include brushing your dogs before they get wet. The curly coated dogs and the drop coat dogs, they get wet and it starts to kink up and it gets real tight and the hair starts to weave around itself. So that can cause matting once it starts to dry, and that happens repeatedly. So if you don't brush them out every day, by the end of the week, you're going to have mats forming in the coat. But what I recommend doing, the best time to brush your pet is before she goes outside. So before they get wet. You just take your slicker. I leave mine by the door, and I'll brush the pet out before they go outside. And this will loosen up all those curls, and it will prevent the hair from wicking up and making it too tight to brush out later. If you can, blow dry them when they come back in, and then brush them out again. That's the best preventative for mats, but a lot of times that's a lot of work. We don't have that time when we're going, gotta go somewhere, gotta go to work, gotta have your life. So if you can brush them before they get wet and then let them dry, and then the next morning before they go out or the next evening before they go out, just run the brush through their hair again, and that will prevent them from getting matted. Another thing to watch out for is if they wear sweaters or jackets or raincoats, take those off at least once a day and brush out around the neck, the arms, armpits, and the chest right here, because the chest of the dog gets all these little mats all throughout this region here from the sweater rubbing, and then we have to shave it come spring. We are booking into January, so now is a great time to call and get your appointments for January, and then you'll be good until March or so when the weather starts to get a little bit better. Thank you.